all that stuff. That is where we talk about physical AI. Physical AI is AI that can see, that can hear, that can talk, that can also reason for itself. Yes, we have those kind of AI. So generative AI generates image, text, sounds, powerful, but it never touches the physical world. This is the AI most people fear already. Now, physical AI, when AI leaves the computer and enters reality by seeing, hearing, walking, and making its own choices, this technology reacts directly with our physical environment to solve real problems. This is an example. And I'll show you another example. Yeah. This is Afion, a humanoid robotics staff and the face of Bourbon Robotics. When we launch Bourbon Robotics, we launch her also. So I wish there was a sound so you hear her talk. I couldn't bring her because she's a little bit big and I couldn't, to transport her requires a lot of logistics. So Afion is an AI robot, but built in the African way to represent the African culture. Now, in 2024, this was Afion. In 2024, she was first of all displayed as a masquerade, a robotic masquerade. Nobody have ever built a robotic masquerade before. This is a fusion of technology and culture. And the funny part is that nobody knew that she was actually a robot. Even the man that was dancing with her didn't know that it was actually a robot. They were because she's very small, they were wondering how come she's dancing in this kind of masquerade. Is there somebody inside? Because it looked so unreal, it looked like something spiritual, but they didn't know it was actually AI powered. And then in 2025, I rebranded Afion to look more modern in the African way. So Afion is an example of a physical AI that can see, that can talk, that can move, that can make decisions. Students come to our company for excursion and to see her, to have an interaction with her. So Afion, developed by Bourbon Robotics in Akwa Ibom, Afion is a humanoid robotics staff member that represents a flawless fusion of arts, robotics, and AI. She marks the exact milestone where artificial intelligence grow up and step out of the screen, moving past basic computer text into lifelike physical body, built as a continuous lifetime project to push boundaries. Afion give technology the eyes to see. Okay, pause. So Afion gives technology the eyes to see and understands her environment. Now, beyond just physical AI, we've also used generative AI too. And then I'm using myself an example on how I have used AI. I'm going to give more detail. Now, these two pictures you're seeing, one is human, one is AI. One is human and one is AI. Now, one of the ways we have used AI also is in advertisements to advertise our work, to model our work. Now, can anybody tell me which one is human? Can you spot the difference? This is human. This is AI. What makes you think so? Okay. This is a human. This is AI. But hardly will you know. So you have so many pictures like this on the internet that actually looks like real humans, but are not humans. They are AI generated. Now, how can the artists protect their works from is used by AI, because AI is a very big problem. In as much as AI is really good, AI have done so many destructions in the world today. There's something so nice about building our own technology. You can have control over the functions, over so many rules, so many things. Just like these globes, these robotic gravitation globes. China produces their own. In fact, when people come to buy ours, they come with theirs from China to see, because they doubt, how will you produce this kind of thing in Nigeria? Is it real? So let me bring the one from China that I already bought to see. And I'm always happy because when they come, they see that ours is always better than whatever model they bring from China, because there are so many functions that we intentionally added, because since it was built with physiotherapists, people that understand and are people that are in the field, that understand the flaws, people that have seen the loopholes, things that we can improve on. We now use that idea to build functions in this that can actually solve those problems the physiotherapy is facing. And I didn't even know that beyond just stroke and hand recovery, it is a very, very important tool in surgery, in pre-surgery, because surgeons find it very difficult for patients. That's after operation, patients are so scared of moving their hand. Their hands are in one place for weeks, and you end up developing another problem because your hand becomes stiff. So we have worked with plastic surgeons to improve on this. As I'm talking to you on Monday, we will be taking the new improved version of this to the hospital that we are collaborating with. So because they made some points that we could actually add to improve, to help them in their own field. So there are some functions that have been improved on this that actually suit what the surgeon wants. That's the benefit of when you build your own technology, because you cannot go and tell the Chinese company that produced theirs, make it look this way, make this look this way. They won't even answer you because they are after profit. So, what are the ways artists can what is the way artists can protect their artworks? I'm going to give 3 practical solutions. 1, use blocking software. Blocking software is a special digital tool that artists use to scramble their artwork so AI programs cannot steal it or copy their style, like glaze or nightshade used to ruin how AI sees your work. Now, these 2 softwares, they are available online. Anybody can download it before you upload your artwork. Now, okay, let me explain how they works. Glaze it's a software that corrupts it makes the AI to see your work in another way. It doesn't see it the way we humans see it. So if someone should try to copy your work, it is going to come out a very scrambled, to give a very gibberish format. I don't know if you've tried to use another image to reference. Like for example, I want to prompt. Okay, someone wants to use my face. So supposing my pictures have gone through glaze. Someone wants to use my picture to generate another version of me, maybe dancing. When you put my picture online to tell the AI what to do, what comes out is you see a very different thing, like maybe lines, just distorted image. That is the work of that software. It helps to scramble the algorithm of the AI. Now, Nightshade attacks the company itself, the algorithm of the AI itself. So it doesn't make the AI just ignores your work. There are very important apps you can actually download online. Now, add hidden text and watermark. We need to watermark our art with our artworks before uploading it online. Even Facebook even has policy that guides against that. Register your work with government so you have an official law protection. Just like the MD said yesterday, you have to register with the copyrights. Beyond just those three practical examples I gave, now let's talk about the software itself. Artists can actually can collaborate with tech experts, people in the software tech, to build AI software using our own algorithm, using our own story. Just like I collaborated with us to do this, collaborated with an artist to do this. An artist can also collaborate with a software engineer to build our own AI. We can build our own AI by ourselves. So we have to own our own AI. We have to build our own software such that no other person is going to be able to steal our intellectual property. So I will end this presentation by saying AI amplifies and AI doesn't replace. The tool has changed, but the master remains the same. Stop fighting the future and start shaping it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Udokobong Aman. Like as we earlier yesterday made the introduction, he's a robotic engineer par excellence, if I may use that word. Head of robotics. He's an analyst at the Immortal Art Gallery to you. Now, we've had his presentation, AI and creativity. You see, in this magnitude, in this analysis, I think there is a lot we have learned from it. And if we don't actually juxtapose ourselves with some questions, then we are not making any progress in this. He has made a full analysis of the whole thing. And I think we need to give him a round of applause for that. Actually, before we move into questions, you can agree with me that when he was making his analysis and everything, he also cautioned, right? In the sense that we are in the world of AI, but there is a but in that, in the sense that we also need to be careful in terms of humans. Now, hello, slide, make that presentation of the imagery when we were trying to analyze the AI and the human. Flash it back.
To different
cosmetic art. Its innovation began in 2019 when Ubokobong lost his fingers in a firecracker accident.
The one that is AI and the one that is human. I don't know whether you made an observation of something. Within that period, we were all pausing to make a guess. And let's just watch. Right. Now, just take a very close view of the two images. Before the identification, there was a pause. And, we concluded that the first one is human, right? Why the second one is AI, right? Good. Now, something is happening in this. There is need for us to actually sensitize ourselves in this image view for us to make excellence. In his presentation, there are a lot of things he made. Hold on. There are a lot of things he observed, and I was watching him closely. And I want him also to come up before we ask questions and clarify us how exactly we can identify the one that is human and that AI. You know, normally when you look at it, you may say, okay, these are humans. So in your analysis, make your own proper presentation for us to actually identify the human and that of the AI. Please come forward.
Thank you very much. There's been a big problem because of images like this. So many celebrities, so many people have gone into problems they know nothing about because it is almost it depends on the level of AI that was used in generating that image. You might not know, because if I extend this image, you will observe somewhere here there is a triangle, like a watermark for artificial intelligence generated images. But I removed that watermark because there is a software that can clean it off. So it is almost impossible for you to see, except the images that are generated have some maybe incomplete fingers, one ear, or doesn't look like human physique. But aside from that, it is not easy to recognize. But there is another way that you can use. You can use there's a software that can analyze this image from a deep fake. The software can tell you which picture is deep fake or not. That is why I said we need to use those software before we upload our artwork, which is glaze or nightshade. Those software helps to scramble our data from AI, because if this lady's image was scrambled using that software, I'm not sure this artificial intelligence will be able to generate this particular face. So you have to use softwares to actually identify. It's hard to just, because anybody can erase a watermark from anything.
Thank you very much. A round of applause to him. Right. Questions so far? If there are any? Yes. Come.
Developer this school. But my issue is my own understanding of what you just told me. I'm not a robotic person. So I thank you for this experience. Because for us in the software world, people will tell us that there's no need for your job. There's no need for your job because AI can do your job. But if we go deeper, you of course know that for you to even use AI, you must be a software developer. True of us. In the same trend too, for you to use AI effectively in the art world, you must be an artist. But the reason why I'm coming in now, because it is paining me that we in the academics, we are not doing anything to join the digital age. The digital age has left us. We are now in the AI age now. And we are still not doing visible things to influence the academic structure of our institutions so that it will reflect these realities. And because of that, in the next few years, we are not going to be seeing students in our classrooms. Because if education is to make you survive, you must always do it in such a way that it has to be productive. So what I'm trying to get from you is to share my own experience from what I got from you. So this invariably means that AI, rather than replacing your job, it will need you to be AI intelligent. It will need you to scale up your knowledge to that level where you can use AI and be better. Because there's no way. I followed the Anthropic lectures recently, organized by Anthropic. I know you followed it too, because most AI people followed it all over the world. It's interesting to know that even medical science will be touched. True. Courtesy the works of this. So that the normal plain doctor that came out from the university with our own conventional medical training system will not be relevant in this age of AI. And it will take less than 3 years for these changes to happen, according to those Anthropic people. So what I'm saying is that it needs us to continuously upgrade ourselves. As far as we still have brain cells to learn, we must enter the age. And some of us who are influential in the academic world like the prof, we must do something of urgent, or else we're not going to see anybody in the classrooms anymore. It's already happening. Because in our classroom, people don't come to class. Towards exam, everywhere will be filled up. And they will pass and get A. Like this image, I'm also into graphics, even though I'm not an artist. Like this very image, we were able to identify the AI because AI normally overdo things if there's any English language like that. So personally, I looked at the graph here. Sorry? Okay. I looked at this edge here. Perhaps this guy's trimmed up something that should be there, which is maybe the AI sign you named. Where was it? Here or there? Somewhere here. So you can see, they trimmed it out. So please. Okay. But let's go into details again. Let's look at this line in here. I even went to the extent of counting the figures, because it's possible that the fingers can be 6. So I even went to the extent of counting the fingers here. I even went to the extent of looking at the shape of the fingers. That is how thorough you should be to beat this AI thing. If you are not using the software to test it, you have to check all the human variables. But my conclusion came from the face. Even though these guys the face look real, this face is more human than this face. Because this face has been worked on. Because it's pimpleless, it's sweatless, it's oilless. There's any language like that. So if this oil is not there, the normal oil that are part of the human face, the normal shades that are part of the human face are not there, I will now subject this thing to my AI software. And it will tell me how it was generated. That is how we function in AI. You cannot do these things without knowledge of the software. You cannot. Because AI is becoming much more interesting and much more intelligent. And it might interest us to note, the people that gave lectures in those Anthropic, none of them were more than 21, 19. Professors from all over the world joined them. In the advanced world, they came to listen. But if we were to start an AI training school in this, my own university to start with, we'll now say, okay, come, be the head of the department of the AI department. They say, no, he doesn't have a master's, he doesn't have a this, he doesn't have a that. That is where the problem comes from. Because this age is not looking for some things. So if we have to go back, because another thing you have gotten for his knowledge is that we cannot do AI alone. AI must work the graphic artists. It must work the artists. Work with even the tailor, the guys that are building the cloth. Work with the guy that does plastic. So it's a collaborative technology. So in other words, rather than reducing manpower, it will create more manpower to manage a single AI system. That's actually my observation on what we've done. I'm very grateful to be part of these lectures. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Any other question? Any other? Prof, Do you have any? All right. Now, before we dive into another segment, if I may quote Professor Berger yesterday when she said that you must be carried along. Everybody must join. Prof, right? In Igbo, there's always this adage you say, Hapu here the moto Panama. That means everybody must be carried along in the AI state of affairs, aesthetically. And our friend who just came forward to make some explanations or observed a lot of things. In other words, AI is integrated, fully integrated and fully packaged. And therefore we mustn't neglect it. But then you must have the creative capacity, full creative capacity and intellect for it to flow. True or false? True or false? That's right. Thank you very much for that presentation. We are now going to call upon Dr. Frank I. Uchi of the University of Calabar. He has a dual topic. He has 2 papers to present. His paper is on AI, education, and visual arts. Please, ladies and gentlemen, after any presentation, you are to ask questions where necessary. Oh, sorry, University of Cross River State. Yes, Unicross. Thank you very much.
Good morning, professors. Because I'm doing fine. That's why I come. That's why after this one, I'm traveling. Yes. Doctors, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Frank Uchi of University of Cross River State. I have 2 papers here to present, but I want to present the one that concerns this conference first. They say I have 10 minutes. It means I have to rush it. My topic is AI, education, and visual arts. AI has come to stay. It can be changed. It affects education in many ways. Graphics is one of them. Hello? Graphics is one of them. We have sculpture, graphics, textiles, you know, in art, the 5 major areas. Graphics is most affected. You're just talking about sculpture now. Okay? When I went to Germany in 2009, I was told to come and make my face, do my face, a sculptural piece, in 5 minutes. He said, wow, that involved AI. I didn't do it because I didn't have the euros to do it. I would have loved to do it. Now, all authors agree that artificial intelligence started with philosophical reasoning. Philosophical reasoning, philosophy, we know what philosophy is. Reasoning. Reasoning, and then the ability to think, and think logically. AI, the way it is now, was established in 1956. Algorithm was applied to a computer that could interpret languages. It was then eventually applied to the arts and sciences. Its purpose was for the computer to think for them as a problem-solving machine. Now, everyone agrees that every area of knowledge and production has been touched by AI. Education. AI does not exclude education. Now, listen to this. It's something that was sent into our platform. How in Hong Kong, a lecturer, a professor, was bulldozed because of the use of AI in Hong Kong. Let me just read the first few sentences. And they said, academics, be careful. Well, most of us are academics here. Academics, be careful. Professor Paul Yip of the University of Hong Kong is in trouble over AI-generated fake references. Below is what Checkpicked said about the matter. The case involving Paul Yip Su 5 became one of the most widely discussed examples of AI misuse in academic publishing. There are so many things here. In fact, because of this his use of AI to publish, he had to resign so many positions. He lost so many positions, and the school, university, is fighting him. A lot of students produce AI materials. We may not know. Maybe it will accept it goes under test. Now, originally, education was to train people in skills and other forms of knowledge. With AI, much was relegated to people except by prompting. Not much was relegated to people, but except by prompting. AI now controls industries, which has left many people in industry with more people left without jobs. AI has dug deep into the world of graphics. AI has made more students weaker in reasoning for themselves. When, in fact, instead of using photographs, students depend on AI. Even for researchers, AI is employed. Sometimes AI gives bogus answers. Graphics has been majorly affected by AI. Conclusion. AI is a threat to education. It hardly involves human aspect. Education is affected. We can't teach our children AI. We need to employ the human aspect. Teach them first, like this man that just presented. He presented something that has to do with sculpture. If, by chance, he did sculpture, you find that the ideas will not develop towards art itself. So, in that case, it doesn't need to be an artist, but we need artists who are AI, yes, who has done AI. Otherwise, there might be a problem. Okay? AI is an advantage to industries. Very big advantage. They have had to release a lot of workers because AI was employed to the machines. A lot of people do not have work now. Just like solar has come to Nigeria. Look at it. Anybody most people who have solar, sometimes do not use NEPA. Somebody told me that he has left, he has used little NEPA and more of his AI in his house. He bought that what do they call it? He bought that of a NEPA bill and uses for 1 month, maybe 1 week. The rest of the days, he used solar. That's how AI will be. But we don't want that. We academics, it is better to teach for a graphic artist, a artist, a ceramist, what they are meant to know. When they're cool, fine, well, they can go ahead and apply their AI. It is good for industries. It is good for industries. AI does not give any advantage to the researcher. To research, does not give any advantage. As system, as education, you can do it. AI, like I said before, AI is good for industry. So that we need to consider the human aspect first. Graphics, have you learned it? Can you draw as an artist? It's important. If you can't draw as an artist, then you are weak. Those who are weak eventually find themselves, okay, using AI. Okay, I said this. See, I looked at the drawing. This one is the AI. Now, if you don't tell me the truth, I will refuse this thing. He looked at the ground. Said, yes, sir, I use AI. But I joined, these pictures together to make up this. So fine. But remember that people will criticize you for using AI for drawing. You can develop your drawings using photographs. You can develop your drawings using photographs. Of what use is it as an artist? Then you copy what everybody. If somebody else plots in the same thing, the same problem you plotted in, finally they will give you the same answers. Okay? Eventually, what we are talking about here, plagiarism, becomes a problem. So I want to ask that teaching the student what is meant to know, let him go and learn AI outside. My son, who's doing engineering in my school, University of Plateau State, is learning AI somewhere else. But he has to learn what he has to learn in school. Or as projects, you will decide to use AI, which is wrong. My daughter, my senior daughter, when he was asked to do his project, our project, she went into AI. In 2 days, she has finished. I said, what do you think you are doing? The lecturer will not accept this. Because I'm a lecturer in that school. The lecturer will not accept this. Please, do the normal thing. It will take you time. But your understanding will be better. I think that's all I have for this. I was given 10 minutes. I don't know whether I'll spend my 10 minutes. I have, yeah? Thank you, and God bless you. The second paper won't take more than 10 minutes too. Yes. It has to do with our intellectual property rights in the future of visual arts. But my topic here says illustration as intellectual property as recognized by Nigerian copyright laws and university students' acceptance of the laws in South Nigeria. You have it on? Okay. Fine. In this empirical study, it was recognized that Nigerian students copy illustrations for their posters from online as they plagiarize authors in their projects. You know what they do in their projects? They write as if they wrote it without any reference to anybody. We know what it is when students do projects. So, that's how they copy illustrations. They want to do a poster, they copy without caring. They want to do whatever they need to do, sculpture, painting. They take it from online. And then they recognize that Nigerian copyright exists. There are students in Nigeria, but their lecturers never show them what to do. They never show them what to do. It's important to tell them what to do. Otherwise, they continue in that precept that they have in their mind. Because if you don't know what else to do, you let go. So copying from internet doesn't mean it is free. It's not free. It is not free. You could be sued. I saw a case where somebody made doll babies, bears. He took the picture from the internet, made a sculpture out of it. They went to court. The man who had the pictures on the internet defeated the man who made sculptures and collected all his money. That happened in the US. And Nigerians think that it's not possible. It is possible in Nigeria. If you copy somebody's work, you are in trouble without making a reference to it. They asked the man who made the sculpture, why didn't you even make a reference on the sculptural piece that this picture was gotten from so person online? The man couldn't answer. So, based on this research, 7 universities were chosen from South Nigerian universities with fine and applied arts. I chose universities with fine arts around the south of Nigeria. Statement of the problem: it was discovered that graphic students copy illustrations without due course of accepting these illustrations. These illustrations they copied are guided by Nigerian copyright laws, even though they use those illustrations for academic purpose. Whether for academic purpose or not, let's tell our students to learn how to reference, even on posters, on billboards. It is possible. And I suggested at the end how we can do it. Okay? You don't just copy from online because you can't see the picture and put it on billboard. I've seen that in several places where they copy from billboard, from online and put it there. It is wrong. You can be sued. Your company will fall down because of it. I don't press so for anybody. So if you want to do the right thing, you must go original. Originality is important for our course. I've told our students how to go original, okay? And what I told them was, you must get your thumbnails. I approve first, okay? Then if you are using any reference from online, I'll tell you how to do it. That's what I do in graphics in crossover state. Objective, only one objective was chosen, which is to what extent does Nigerian students recognize the Nigerian copyright laws? Research question, does the Nigerian students recognize that Nigerian copyright laws exist? Methodology. This was a survey work which employed the questionnaire and the interview for students. The lecturers and students were also interviewed. 11 lecturers were interviewed, including students. I discovered that truly we don't have much lecturers in art, talk less of graphics. Very rare. So I congratulate you, those of you who are employed within the system. Professors who have stayed maybe alone in the department, or 2 or 3 of them. Almost throughout the years, they've been in university. Very few of them. Actually, maybe if you check out this school, they're lacking staff in many areas in the department. Graphics is worse. But many people believe they are meant to be industry when they finish. Truly, they don't stay in lecture, especially now that the money they earn is not much. We had 11 lecturers that were interviewed, 410 students in population. Results: a great percentage of students plagiarized illustration because their lecturers taught them no other way. Lecturers also agreed they did not teach them because they didn't know what to say, what to do. But it's time with this kind of research, they should begin to understand ways to teach them. Like here is an opportunity, where we are here now is an opportunity to know how to teach them such things. Now, solutions. Are we there, sir? Solutions. Results, solutions now. Okay? Now, I suggested here that photography should be applied to increase their originality. It's important that instead of going for online photographs, why not go for your own photographs? That's original. That's the first thing you think of, not online. Except, of course, you want to employ to use maybe things that are dangerous. Things that are dangerous, like lion. You can't go to the field to picture a lion. You can take online, but you must make a reference, okay, of who took that photograph before you present it outside. Although we are using for academic purpose here, the purpose is here. But when you leave this place, remember, don't call me. That time is there, and let me tell you what to do. Look, make a reference to that, the origin of that photograph, so that you'll be free from plagiarism and court cases. Because going to court case, whether you are losing or not, they are going to employ a lawyer to take charge of your case. It could be an international problem that you'll be employing international lawyers. They will charge you that you will be able to handle whatever you're doing. Second suggestion, lecturers should teach them Nigerian copyright laws. Professor Ename mentioned yesterday that our students are not taught much of Nigerian copyright laws. So they make mistakes, they make errors, they go into things not allowed by copyright. But it's possible that we can teach them, especially those of us in graphics, because it's easy to use pictures. I can see August's photograph. He's handsome, looking at me. Okay. Ask him to do something on him. What he will do is to go internet and type your name. Your name appears. Yes, my photograph in my department. My photograph does not appear anywhere in my department. But I saw a student come with the work with a picture that I took in Germany. He did a print with it. How did you get this picture? He took it online. Okay? I took a photograph in Germany in the conference hall, and that's what he used. So I couldn't query it because he was doing it for me anyway. But he brought the picture online. I didn't give him any picture. He brought it as a gift. Okay. So lecturers should teach their students Nigerian copyright laws. References on their posters. That lecturers should show them how to make reference on their posters. It's actually very simple. How do we do it? How do you give reference? Just type something on. If it's a poster used for a billboard, type it on one side small, making reference to the person who has the photograph. Do we understand? Write it there. This person, 2019, this is photograph, www, small. And I told my students that what you must do, even from now, is typeset the name of the author who has this picture, present the website, okay, so that it will be seen that you did something. That if the pictures you are doing now go out of this place, go international, like we heard already, the pictures are going international, you are accused of plagiarizing. Please take note. That's what I tell my students all the time, so that we don't go into issues, court issues. Eventually, you lose either your job, or in fact, you lose integrity, and then you collect court cases to yourself, which I wouldn't work for you. When you start going to court, they will run down your company. You won't be able to pay anything. You won't be able to exist anymore. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yes, thank you very, very much, Dr. Frank Iuti of the University of Calabar. Please, a round of applause to him. Sorry, please, I beg your pardon. University of Cross River. University of Cross River State, Calabar. Sorry, please. You're welcome. Thank you very much for that. And you see, there is this thing that is attached to this theme, which is interesting. AI, threat or strength? That's a very big question there. From his own side of the whole thing, you can hear him out, that he was able to tell us that we should get this straight in terms of getting this right, originality and all that. So thank you very much. Our questions so far, we can entertain 2 questions. Dr. Frank, any questions? Okay, in absence, any question? All right, okay. We have an online presentation coming from Blessing Barsi of the University of Calabar. Oh, sorry, I keep making this mistake, I'm sorry. Cross River State, University of Cross River State. Presentation from Blessing Barsi. It's an online presentation. louder, louder. Increase your voice tone so we can hear you. Yeah. Basi, you are the one that is making your presentation be audible so that the audience can hear you. Open up your video, please. Well, thank you very much, Blessing Ernest Bassi, for that presentation. We have enjoyed it. We are very grateful, and we are going to respond where necessary. Responses, please. Observations, comments, where necessary. Audience, comments, observations, questions. Okay. Thank you very much. I think from paper presentation is very clear to us. In terms of productions of the studio work, the AI, the artist originates everything. AI is added. Well, thank you very, very much. We appreciate your presentation. A round of applause for her, please. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think in all honesty of purpose, this topic and theme is very, very loaded. Very, very loaded. I must tell you the fact. And after this summit, I am thinking that in the next 4-6 months, we are approaching the U-tide. There may be a lot of productions that we are going to come across. And this very summit, we are going to have a flashback of this conference. I'm thinking of a lot of things because it's apt. Before this U-tide, now you'll be seeing a lot of paintings that may be AI generated, and we begin to reflect on this particular summit where necessary. And before we proceed, I think we are going to really go a long way in our institutions in terms of this subject and course. Because like yesterday, as I emphasized, we cannot do without art, actually. But in this AI generation, there is a lot of things. There are a lot of things that we are going to recreate. It's a synergy, and we are going to make impact. Well, we move forward as I will call the attention of Dr. Victor Ebeke Ene-Inyang from Ebonyi State College of Education, Ikpo. It's a Albert Abechi from the National Gallery of Art, Ebonyi State. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, my professors, my doctors, my fellow colleagues in the art profession. We are all here to talk about artificial intelligence as it's going to mar or is going to assist in the world. From a lot of us here, starting from here, point today is that to bring AI to the knowledge of where it transcends to the pedagogy of teaching art in our schools, as have children from primary school and the secondary. However, the title of my work is Evolving Visual Arts Capabilities in Children Through and Artificial Intelligence Sustainable Development in Nigeria. I chose this topic, in essence, by my observations in schools, as it where children find it difficult to access materials, art materials, especially as they go to buy them, become. So I said I can tilt their source of material they go about waste materials, they can convert it to creative works. And Upon converting waste materials to creative works, the children can also employ the intelligence of the services of artificial intelligence in creating good works out of those waste materials. What am I trying to say? We have a lot of our society, our environment. At the end of the day, the Ministry of Environment will carry them, they pack them in tippers and all whatnot, go and throw them away. Whereas we can explore this waste area and collect a lot of materials that we can upcycle and use it for good creative, which could be sellable or which can be marketed as such for survival. Therefore, solicit that much as we are talking about artificial intelligence in the in the course of producing artistic works at a higher level, let us also down to our children who are in schools. And each time I talk about our children who are in schools, I refer to children from the lower age, from primary school age, secondary school age, as the case may be. So to say, I want to understand that making the children and the environment where they are is very, very vital. Even in the homes, when we gather some materials and we package them for to throw them away, the children also could have a point of assessing them to know one or two they could discover from these garbages and use it to explore their creative potentials. So to say, also, I want to add that our children are so intelligent that they operate the computer far above the older ones. And by this, creating an enabling environment for them to manipulate digital processes towards creating good works of art, then ending it up through the process of converting waste materials into valuables should be encouraged. I did a little study on this. I went to Abia State sometime last 2 months. I stayed about 3 weeks. I initiated a process where I gathered some children to see how they can scrounge the waste dustbins, and they were able to gather some plastics, metals, and fabrics and papers, woods, and they were able to come up with something visually satisfied. And in the course of working, I try to see how they can work without, using some digital tools. At a point, it was a bit difficult for some of them. Why? At that level, they found it difficult to actually know what to do with those materials. But when they now accessed some digital softwares and so on, they were able to see that they can actually make designs using computers and transform them into physical images by now manipulating those rubrics they were able to discover from the waste. So at the end of the day, I now say these children can explore the environment if they are allowed. Then I look also in the curriculum that we use in school. AI is not well, or is not even there in the curriculum. Transforming arts, making art from waste is not even there in the curriculum. It takes an explorative teacher with sound pedagogy to actually drill the children in the way they can discover themselves through waste materials and be able to utilize computer softwares to come up with something appreciable. So I also did the same study in Ebonyi State within the metropolitan, 2-3 schools. I gathered the children there, exposed them to such to the same environment, and I was able to notice that the children could actually do something out of nothing. So, because I noticed that the art teachers complained that these children could not buy poster colors, they could not buy woods, they could not purchase some other art materials that are so expensive for them. So the only way I had to tutor the teacher, I said, let us make these children go out and do some little scrounging. And they went, gathered some plastics, metals, and when they came back, we worked with them, projects, in a workshop like a situation, they were able to come up with something. Then as they were working, we had a computer with softwares, design softwares. They manipulated it on the system and they were able to come up with something. From there, they transformed it to physical objects. At the end of the day, they became excited. So what am I trying to say? My topic componented waste to wealth and also artificial intelligence for sustainability. My paper is here to tell us that much as we discuss artificial intelligence at a high level, let us bring it low to a classroom where we have our children so that they will begin early enough to understand what we're talking about artificial intelligence and also what they can do with things within their environment, not from maybe maybe colors that have been produced mechanically or industrially, that they can look inwards, find things within around the corner and use it to produce something more meaningful and marketable for them to survive in the society. Because the essence of of living today is sustainability. That which one can do to put food on his table, so that at the end of the day, the child will be what? Less dependent from the parents and also from the society where he or she is operating. Therefore, I look also into a problem that may hamper the success of this. What is this problem? One, the schools that we operate, like I said, the curriculum does not component some of these AI activities. One, they cannot fund the school by buying, because when we talk about AI, it is just appliances, computers that we use, and the softwares that are there for us to use them to do our designs and come up with something we want to. So the schools don't fund, the schools are not funded properly for them to be able to buy some of these to use. Much as it is that way, the teachers who also teach these children are not well exposed. They are not well exposed in terms of the AI use. Many teachers, if you tell them about AI, they don't even know what AI is all about. Especially schools in the local, rural environments. They don't know what AI is all about. They hear about AI, they hear about using computer to do something, but they cannot do it. They don't know it. So how can you teach what you don't know? It is only when you know about something you'll be able to teach it to a child. And even teaching it to a child, you must know or have the pedagogy to be able to transfer knowledge onto the children. Another one is what? Electricity. When we talk about AI, you cannot run AI without electricity. We have epileptic electric supply, power supply all over. In the rural areas, some places, they have not seen electricity for 10 years. So how can you run AI in such an environment? So these are the things that we have to put to bear for us to be able to succeed. AI is something that should assist development. AI is something that should assist the children learn better and not and not a what? A threat. So for us to achieve the sustainability within our society, we need to do what we're supposed to do. Provide electricity, train the teachers on AI use, train the children, do workshops in schools, do seminars as often as it could be for awareness, because so many places you go, they don't know what is AI. We talk about this AI at this level, we talk about it because some of us are at the university level. But in the primary school, secondary school, AI is not there. Teachers are not knowledgeable. Those of us teaching arts in secondary school, we don't know how to use AI to do designs. So how can we teach this to children? So we will still resort back to manual productions as the case may be. But with AI, the child will develop faster. So these are the things that I projected in my, so that when these problems are being taken care of, things will be at the right. Well, let me not take much of our time. This paper also found out that there is need for actually making up the system what it should do. We need to improve upon our curriculum. We need to look inwards and provide the enabling learning environment for teachers, for learners in primary and secondary schools, for them to be able to cope with all we are talking about. Because as we're talking about this AI, yes, some people feel it's going to take away their job. It can only take away your job when you don't know what to do and how to do it. So if we take care of all these needs, I think the problem, the teaching of our children in the understanding of AI will be very, very easy. Like I said again, the emphasis of this paper is on discovering the child through use of waste, converting waste, upcycling waste into a purposeful product. Then as they are doing it, they need to integrate AI to enable them come up with good designs, good productions, and satisfying artworks that will enable them market themselves properly and also develop themselves. So at this level, school management is very, very is involved in this. For instance, in some schools, when you go to the head teacher to tell him you need this support, you need financial support to expose the children, they won't understand what you are trying to say. Rather, they will discourage you. They will say, if you can do it, go and do it by yourself. But the teacher may not be able to have the resources to do it. So funding is very important at this level of child development, where they need to also, artificial intelligence as a component for artistic development. So, and also the ministries of environmental services in our states or in Nigeria should also know that they have a duty to do in the recycling and upcycling waste. The process, sometimes the process is also computerized. It's computerized. The equipment they use are technological equipment that requires manipulations, digital manipulations, whereby artificial intelligence is a necessary tool. And as all these things are there, we need to transfer this knowledge to our children, to our teachers in schools, so that we will be able to achieve this. Oftentimes, when the necessary things are not done, I also advocate for maybe proper mass communication of this process, so that we'll be able to tell the world, we'll be able to carry this message, advocate, create advocacies, points where individuals in the society will also participate in some of this, and NGOs should be involved also in contributing towards this form of transfer of knowledge, because artificial intelligence, I see it also as a process of knowledge transfer. What we did not know before, we are beginning to know it through a process, and we cannot adapt much into artificial intelligence if there is no proper pedagogy in our primary schools and secondary schools. So teachers must be well informed, and all other experts, not only in the arts, in other subjects, teachers at that level that teaches all those other subjects must be well informed on what AI is all about and how to handle AI as a digital process of teaching and learning in our institutions. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you very, very much for that presentation. Dr. Victor Ebeke Enenyang from Ebonyi State College of Education, Eko, and Edozie Albert Amechi from the National Gallery of Art, Abakaleke, Ebonyi State. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you. During his presentations, we all listened with. He even made it clear that despite the AI, we should still get back to status quo in terms of designs and all that, and also to enhance proficiency. And he also made it clear that even in the rural areas, most teachers there don't even know what the AI is all about, and therefore there is need for a lot of interventions over there. Also, electricity thing. Of course, in this area, I call it area yet. I don't say nation. I call it area. There is need for electrification and all that. When he was mentioning about that, I remembered something that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic thing. When we told most of our students the online thing came on board and the Zoom thing, and we were compelled to give assignments to most of our students, far and near. I chuckled because most of them were able to execute their assignments, some couldn't. And when we called their attention, you know what they told us? There's acute power outage in my area. There's nothing, it's not possible for us to do this and all that. Why some even did it and hid their assignments and all the rest of them? What am I talking about? I'm talking about the power sector thing you mentioned. But by God's grace, I think the solar thing is another thing that has come in vogue. So the AI thing, whether a threat or strength, I think there should be a way forward. To God be glory. To God be the glory to all this. But then I must add something in terms of your paper presentation that is laudable, because the area of waste to wealth has come in, where we can now think about utilizing most of the things around the environment to even go into creativity. And AI has come in vogue. It's now in vogue for us to now make a utility approach towards that. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Please, go ahead. While we go ahead. Not connecting? So next in the lineup now, I'm going to call upon Dr. Kalista Onwosu from the Federal Polytechnic Oko and Anthony Mofunanya from Middlesex University, London. And her paper presentation is boiling down to exploring AI-driven digital curation in contemporary art galleries, the House of Valor's experiences. You're welcome.
All protocols duly observed. I am Dr. Kalista Onwosu, and the title of my paper is Exploring AI-driven digital curation in contemporary art galleries. Example. As we know today, the art world, as we have it today, is facing a major turning point, driven by major in digital technology. As it is today, among all these digital technologies, AI stands as the most active one, and it is generally seen either as disruptive or transformative. So, most of the discussions on artificial is on how AI is used to create art, or how, and so on and so forth. But there is a revolution underground, and it is how AI is used to curate an artwork. And you know, curation is a process of assembling, arranging, and displaying artworks for public view. So, the AI role in curation reflects this bigger debate, showing both the great promise and the serious danger of using algorithm in cultural practices. In this study, the House of Belarus is used, and this House of Belarus is a visual art gallery that uses AI to curate its artwork. And the purpose, the is to critically the role, effectiveness, and consequences of AI-driven digital curation, using the House of Belarus as a central case study. And the method of this study is text research, using qualitative data that centers on a single case study, which is the House of Belarus. So many literature were reviewed, and most of them are talking of either AI being disruptive, or that is its strengths and weaknesses. So when it comes to the strength of AI, AI can hasten art curation and activities. It makes it easier, it reduces manpower, and so on and so forth. And the threat also is there. So the House of Belarus, let me have a look at the strengths. The strength perspective champions AI as a tool that enhances human capacity. Supporters point to AI's ability to analyze massive data sets, identifying hidden patterns, and generate new connections, thereby extending the curator's vision. So we know what it means for a single person to stay and curate larger work, but when AI is used, larger audience are gotten at a very short time, and more global visibility is assessed. So the House of Belarus stands as a new frontier of curation. It operates as a high-end visual art gallery. It sets itself apart from the main setting points of AI-driven curatorial engine based on the company's website and promotional area. Having gathered literature and information from the House of Belarus, the result is of two types. AI curation is a strength in enhancing accessibility and engagement. And on the other side of it, it is so, and it comes as a challenge of algorithm bias, and the loss of curatorial space. So, there are so many challenges which, as a result of time constraint, I will not stay here to enumerate all of them, but as it is, there are threats and also there are strengths in using AI for curation. So, in conclusion, the desktop research has explored the complex relationship between AI and curation in contemporary art, using the House of Belarus as a case study. Our finding indicates that AI-driven curation is a double-edged sword. It is a double-edged sword. If it is well used, it will serve faster, more audience, and a better judgment. But if it is not well used, it will the threat will center more on cultural practices of curation, whereby there are techniques of curation, and if it is not properly used, it will be a disadvantage on that aspect. There are recommendations given, like empirical use studies. To use empirical studies when using digital technology, and also using hybrid curation before concluding the actual work, and at the same time long-term curatorial impacts to assess better end results of curation. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Dr. Kalista. Thank you. Questions, please. Okay.
Sorry, we're just inquisitive. We want to know where the house of is it Valerie or Valerie or whatever? Is it Valerie? Belarus. Belarus. Where is it? But you didn't say so. You didn't tell us it's a virtual gallery. And I hope the size of the can take the research, because when you're doing this kind of research, it's good for you to use your population is very important. It will be good for you to use up to 3 or 4. You understand, to be able to take the research. If not, it cannot go. It can't fly, especially if it is not old enough to be established here, because we'll check in chat GPT, and if it's not here, then there's nothing we can get from it. So that's why it's always advised that when you're doing research, your population or area of study, because that's a case study, and it's a case study. A case study, you're supposed to be dealing with more than what you have presented. I'm trying to build up your paper so that you will not have issues. If not, you'll be thrown out. So please, you need to, I hope you were extensive first in describing your area of study. But my fear is actually if it's known. You say it's already you are talking about, you say it uses AI. And you know, from my paper, I even said, I said most of the places where we have advantages in the visual art is the museums, the galleries and all that, because of the global village. That is, you know, so it should be everywhere. No, not the usage now. You can use AI anywhere. What I'm talking about is the visibility. Visibility. Yes. For us to, as you were saying it now, we just check here. It will be there. So you'll be able to tell us what you're supposed to be doing or what you're not doing right. It will show you. That's the beauty of AI. It will show you. It will say you're not doing this right, you're not doing this. So you begin to adjust. But for research, because what we're doing here is to be able to have a good publication for people to read and, you know, learn from and grow. I don't think the case study is large enough to accommodate this kind of publication we want to have. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I must commend her because it's good to put up an effort. My own worry just to help the paper fly, because as we are presenting, one will, because if you have shown the slide on the House of Belarus, one will quickly ask chat GP, and the same AI will challenge. You are not say you, because you did not give people room to, you didn't show us you are comparing it with this, and you check the age, and you show the display, like all those achievements they are not shown. So they will, just like for people use AI to query P2B's performance and the president. You see what people can do. Children, once you say something, they will rush. So that they will quickly go there to check what you have said. About also stand on before you tell us asking what is the House of Belarus. I said, led to the curiosity to check what it is. If you use ChatGPT to this thing, you will see the answer, because you need observation.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that presentation, Dr. Kalista. Thank you very, very much. And also, thank you also, Professor Banjo and Professor Nnamdi for those observations you've made. So, and in a lighter mood, it could even appear to us that also the AI is a form of our monetary spirit. Do you understand? if we may use that, from likely observations, we also need to be careful in our creative prowess also. I may, in a later mood, say it's a form of monetary spirit for us also. So thank you very much for that. Professor Ukebu, you have really enlightened us with a gap of strength together with yes. As we proceed, I will call upon there's okay, Comrade Adiele, please. Yes. I will call upon Comrade Adiele Stanley. Yeah, from Abia State University to make his presentation, and his topic is artificial intelligence and graphic design practice in Abia State, Nigeria. Opportunities and challenges for creative industries. You're welcome.
Thank you, the moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on the existing protocols, I'm talking on the topic artificial intelligence and graphic design practice in Abia State, Nigeria, opportunities and challenges for creative industries. We know that artificial intelligence is reshaping the global creative economy through the development of intelligent systems capable of generating images, enhancing visual content, and doing so many wonderful things. So the research is trying to look at the impact it's having on design and designers and the creative industries in Abia State. From the abstract, we understand that the tools that most of these designers and creative industries use include ChatGPT, Adobe Firefly, Canva, Midjourney, Gemini, Meta, and all the rest of them. And from the research, we're able to understand that these AI tools enhances creativity, workflow, and design possibilities. But there are also challenges that even the designers themselves encounter while using most of these AI tools. Like most of them are paid for, like you have to subscribe before you can access them. And most of the AI free tools we use, don't give us the in-depth functions or possibilities of what we can use with AI, or what we can do with AI, sorry. So, and so many of us have defined AI, what it is. I would say also that AI is the simulation of human intelligence in machines, trying to simulate what human beings are already doing or have done already using machines. And AI empowers graphic design through automation and creativity support. The benefits that one can observe or see while using AI tools is it helps in idea generation, background removal, logo creation, faster editing. These are some of the benefits the graphic designers in Abia State, especially in Aba, confirm that these AI tools helps them to do. It helps them to do some of these tasks. And but the concerns the research have is the question of originality, job displacement, copyright issues, which we've talked about since yesterday, and also over-dependence on the use of these AI tools. That is some of the challenges. Statement of the problem includes that we understand that AI is transforming creative industries. AI is transforming creative industries with new tools. And also, just like mentioned earlier, that there is a concern for employment, originality, ethics, and human creativity. Will AI replace human creativity? That is the question. But I don't think so. AI will only, through the study we stated that AI can only assist, not replace human creativity. Awareness of AI in Abia State. The truth of the matter is that most designers in Abia State, especially in Aba, are aware of AI tools and they are using it in their various designs, including poster design and other types of design. Just like there is an illustration I gave, we got from the research. Please go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay, this design is just a poster design that was done. Hello, that was done using CorelDRAW, and the artist that designed this, or the designer that designed this, used roughly 1 hour. Used to do this. Used roughly 1 hour to do this simple design. Now go to the next page. But after doing this design, go to the next page, operator. Okay, if you see the next page, you see that the artist now used AI tool. The artist now used AI tool to convert this design to a more, let me say, captivating design. And this was the result. This was the result. The artists have, or the designer have already laid the foundation for the AI to transform. And that is where the human creativity comes first. That human creativity, despite the AI tool enhancement, cannot replace human creativity. Okay. Utilization of AI tools. AI tools is used in discovery, research, documentation, analytics, and even collaboration. As we saw the robotic engineer, I know, talking about collaboration with other creatives and other partners to make sure that he gets the right software or AI tool that will serve the purpose by which it has been made. Now, this utilization also includes illustration. We can use AI to illustrate and to do so many things. But in all these things, just like I say, if you lay a foundation for the AI tool you are using, first of all, it can modify and enhance on what you are doing already. Just like the next slide, you see it's a same designer trying to make an illustration. Please go to the next slide. Of an Igbo nuclear family. This is purely AI. He used AI to get this. He used AI to get this, and with that same problem, he also used the AI to get another cultural background from Hausa Fulani. This is family illustration. In a matter of seconds, he also used the same tool. Please go to also change it to Hausa Fulani nuclear family. That is what AI can do. Artificial intelligence on creativity and productivity. Next slide. AI as a creative partner is a creative partner. Is a creative partner, not just a tool. Designers should shift from busy pushers to strategic planners. We should, stop, limiting AI to just being, whenever I need something, I just go, AI will give me, I push it. No, we can partner with AI in the sense that it now understands what the information or the foundation you have laid on what you want to do, and it will give it to you in a more original form, not just taking anything from AI. AI lacks empathy, cultural context, business logic. AI is not human being. So what human beings feel or what human being may do, AI may not do it. So that may also affect productivity. So we need to partner with AI. Human creativity remains essential for relevance. Just like we say that human creativity cannot be replaced with AI enhancements. Now the challenges the research encountered, or the research found out, was that one, over-reliance on AI. About 30% of the designers that we had discussed with are totally relying on AI for their creative works. Ethical concerns about originality, as we know that if we don't use it the right way, the question of originality comes in while using AI. Now, difficulty maintaining unique style. AI may not maintain your unique style if you don't use it the right way. Unlike human human being can develop a style. Say this artist have a style, this designer have a style that he's been known for. Risk of redundant human creativity. There must be risk of the redundancy in human creativity if we don't use AI the right way. Those are the challenges the study observed. And opportunities that the research observed include time saving in design process. Just like the first poster, the figure 1 I posted, it took the artist roughly 1 hour to get that design, but it took just less than a minute for AI to transform the design to what it is in the figure 2. Fast production and delivery. Yes, AI is fast to, deliver and to give you results. That is one of the opportunities or one of the advantages. Enhance creativity with optimal results. If you use it the right way, you will see creativity being enhanced and the results being optimal. Then rapid idea generation. AI, according to the study, also underscored that there is rapid idea generation using AI. Conclusion: AI shifts design to hybrid prompt-driven workflow. A hybrid prompt-driven workflow. If we use it the right way, there will be workflow and productivity that cannot be stopped. Benefits that one may encounter while using AI: speed, affordability, scalability for small and medium scale enterprises in Aba and Omaha. Risk: generic visuals lacking cultural resonance. If we don't apply the right way of using AI, we may risk generating visuals that lack cultural resonance. Also, AI, as the study strongly concludes or also recommends, that AI is an assistive tool, not a replacement for human creativity. Recommendations: you have to prioritize local cultural authenticity in designs. Adopt hybrid workflow, AI plus human craft, not AI only. Human craft is the number 1 before AI. You cannot count 2 before counting 1. There will be error. There will not be originality. Upskill in AI prompting and ethics. There should be skill training on how to use AI, because it's not, I may use the same AI tool with someone, but what the result I may get from that same AI that person is using, may be very, very fantastic and different from the person that has no knowledge or that is naive in the usage of AI. So there should be training on the usage of AI. Then also, the study recommends that we should maintain copyright and transparency standards. That one is of a very important necessity. Then establish creative hubs and integrate AI models in education. We cannot run away from it. The best thing we can do is to integrate it into what we are doing, into our teaching practice, into teaching the younger generations, and teach them the right way to use it. And if we do this, then the AI will be a source of leverage for the creative industries in Abia State, in Southeast, in Nigeria, and the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. A round of applause for him, please. That's Comrade Adiele Stanley from Abia State University. Uchuru, thank you very much. When he was wrapping up his papers, he emphasized on training. And with due respect, Professor Bojo, yesterday we were making a presentation. I was listening with rapt attention. You have a very big assignment, actually. Your paper dived into a lot of things about training. So I think I crave your indulgence after this. You make a walk over to all the Southeast institutions, even beyond, for the training, because it's very important. You know, we keep talking about AI, AI, AI. It's a tool, quite all right. But then we need to intensify it. Yes, and accelerate it. And by the time we now do it, there will be a soft landing that will be laudable. So, dear Prof, I think you have to do a very big assignment on that. Thank you very much. Yes. Well, I have to really, at this juncture, call on Professor Ntago to make some observations and remarks. Prof, come on. A round of applause. Very much. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm to give a paper, but I want to open our minds. When we look at something, we say AI. Now, teacher's life, you should understand, is more than standing students. A teacher's life is more than standing before the students. Right now, as innovation has come in. And then, when you stand at the all other times, you're explaining to the students, you are trying to bring the students home to you because they believe you are the only one who has the knowledge. But now, innovation has come that before you open your mouth, a student has already gone over and over what your topic has, and then can show you that this is actually where you should go. And when you are not living to expectation, what happens? You see them living one by one from the class. We are talking about that teaching is a journey filled with, a teacher's journey is a journey filled with what? Responsibility, patience, challenges, and meaningful moments when you can bring your students to understand you as you teach them. Now, teaching now is more difficult with all these innovations. Teaching now is more difficult. That we see now that teachers, what they do is they struggle. They struggle to pass knowledge to students because before you know it, they have gone there before you. And then, if you are not careful, you make them lose motivation. And once they lose motivation, the class is dead. Then you have the need for extra support. And that need for extra support is for you to expand your knowledge and get to know the new innovation that has come in so that you will not be left behind when you go into the classroom or be disgraced by the students when you open your mouth to teach them. Then, we say that a good teacher will help the students to know more, to learn more, to answer, and then to discover their potentials. When that is not done, then you have not achieved your aim as a teacher. You just received your salary without doing the work. So, we have been talking about AI. Remember, AI is a tool. As a tool, it helps you to expand knowledge. But if you hold on to AI, you see that you are not enhancing knowledge. You are making the students get stupid, and then you make the students have they will not have the ability to think deeply, and then the knowledge they gain is on the surface. But what we're saying now is there is a stage where this AI comes in the school system. When the students have already got the knowledge, the nitty-gritty of whatever area of study they are doing, they should know the foundation of that before they can apply AI. If they don't, you see them, they be floating in the surface. And floating in the surface means that they have little knowledge of what area of specialization they are in. So, yes, they will say you are taking them the hard way. It's very, very important to take them the hard way, and they will learn now to stand straight. When they now apply the AI, everything will now come in. For example, writing is now being phased out because people use their handsets, whatever, and the thinking is not there again. If you remember, when you read a note, when you read a text, and you transcribe that text by writing, what happens? You are doing two things. One is you're shaping your thoughts. And once you're shaping your thoughts, it means that you have retained that knowledge you want to learn. Another is that you are drawing on the paper. Drawing on the paper means, you see, a child starts with scribbling all this and that is how the child learns to write. And once you have done that, you see that the growth in you will be very rapid. But when all these things are skipped over, we see that the growth becomes wobbling. At a stage, nothing comes up with the person who are there. So, if we are to make a positive attitude or self-belief, it needs to be done with every willingness. And that willingness is for you to succeed. And sometimes we feel nervous when we are faced with something new. But being willing to know more, being willing, it means that we are saying we may not know everything, and but we are ready to do what? To learn. So don't be shy that AI has come. AI is a tool. It does not come to erase anything. Rather, this AI has come to help in fast development of your ideas. But once you don't have that ideas, there's nothing you can develop. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Professor Ntago. Please, another round of applause for that observation. You know, I'm quite excited in terms of this summit. Very, very. That means it's a strength, not even a threat. You see, there is this analogy of that topic thing. It's interesting. It's a double-edged sword. You know, when you make a proper analysis of the whole thing, first thought you'll be thinking, what is actually happening? Are we facing off ourselves or what? Is this thing taking over our profession? This, that. But at the end of the day, you will discover that it's a strength. Let me give us a flashback. Remember when the computer was coming into the system? Many people, a lot of us, we are afraid that it's taking over our profession. I mean the computer of today, before the laptop started. Now, but you can equally see that it doesn't elude our creativity. Rather, it's aiding it. And we are still using the computers and other gadgets, and today the AI has come in. And what the AI is doing, if you have a flashback, is similar to when the computer started coming in vogue. I don't know whether you're getting my analysis. In other words, we shouldn't even be afraid of the AI thing, because we are the ones doing the operational thing, operational value. All we are talking about is that it's aiding. And Prof, thank you very much for that. And we have all heard what Prof analyzed, and I think it's towards the right direction. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. Having heard him, having heard all the paper presenters, I will, at this juncture, call up. Please, is there any other observation apart from Prof's observation? Yeah. So, Professor Ikwe, do you want to say something, sir?
Okay. Stand on the existing protocol. Mine is just to add to what Professor Ntago have just said concerning, first of all, we have to get it right. If we look at the points we've gathered from these entire presentations, we'll discover that if we pursue the learning of AI before getting things done, it means the AI will confuse, will recreate the human being, especially the child. Like what the point he made, you have to teach the child the rudiments first. And we have to know when to draw the line. As the child is growing, when we organize our curriculum, we know where to bring in AI. Like now, they've started with computer. And you cannot come in with AI without the knowledge of computer. That's a foundation. So with this now, we don't introduce that AI first for a child. If not, they cannot reason again. I remember 3 years ago, there was an issue in this University of Minnesota. A student used AI to write his PhD thesis. AI throughout. And the lecturer refused to accept that very PhD thesis. He said the AI involvement is almost 90%. Because in US, they have software that bring any topic, AI will do everything for you. All the reason. So where is your knowledge? Where is your contribution? You can see the threat of AI. And now, as you are presenting, like the observation we just made, if you are presenting in an outside environment, or even in Nigeria, the students are there using AI to develop questions, kill your topic, develop questions they will ask you. And those questions did not even come from their head. Like I have such experience, was presenting to that audience in the Dominican University, the online. Many other people have to connect. You know, they told me that the presentation would last for only 30 minutes. Then question 10 or 20 minutes. Presentation lasted for what? 50 minutes. Then question took 4 hours. Because it's coming from all over the world. Because I was presenting a topic on Ikenga. That Ikenga symbol, what it means to the phenomenology of Ikenga. They now told me they use AI to generate this thing. How do I reconcile? They now went to my own background, how I grew up, where I told them I started as a deity carver, and later I changed, I was transformed. They went and brought my history. They linked it up, tie it with the question. Then now, do you think that all these things you have said about Iken, it means that you are still a believer of idolatry, worship, and this? I told them there's no problem. I started answering. They sent a student from Dominican University, a girl, to ask that question. Then I started from history of art, the meaning of Ikenga. I told them about Ikenga, the origin of Ikenga, not, and I told them authoritatively that I'm talking as a wood carver, that I belong to the guild traditionally to carve and know the meaning of Ikenga. That people come to ask us about Ikenga because we belong to the guild. The Ikenga did not diffuse from Egypt to us. It's original with us. When might was right and applauded, those men, mighty men of valor that helped their community to confront powerful, ferocious animals like the lion and buffalo. Yeah, so those people are now being decorated by the community in a place called, a public place called Ilo. Then the artist coming, because it's the artist that will bring the chronology of your achievements, exploits, what you did for the society. The artist will skin the leopard you have slaughtered in the past and the head of the buffalo. He will stick headgear for the hero. Then after making the head, they remove the teeth of that leopard to make pendants with their loincloth. Then the tool they use for the exploit, for confronting the leopard or buffalo, will be held as he can. So the Igbo people remember those people because of animism and the belief of Africa. They only want to invoke that power, that man that helped them in time of danger, which that's why they even have the name Ebeko Dike no more. They remember it, so they try to animize the spirit of that person as a great hero achiever. So I haven't done that with the origin of Ikenga. Then I told them, if we Igbo people are worshipping Ikenga as I do, it means America. I'm saying it before them. It means America is worshipping idol too, because of the Statue of Liberty. I told them that the Statue of Liberty was done by Alexander Bartholdi. He's the one that blew it up using copper to that size. So then that when I visited America, I have to go to New York, enter the ship, because you have that ship to down to view the Statue of Liberty, and you use it as your symbol in your passport, everything. You know why? Because you people are trying to behave like Igbo man. Because it's a souvenir given to you for helping to rescue the dying nation. They called you, America came as a rescue people to quell the fight, and they gave them as a Thanksgiving gift. America gave us freedom and life again. That's the meaning of liberty, freedom. And you are now watching it. That's why the same thing we talk about Ikenga, the right hand of achievement, of giving people liberty, freedom, doggedness, resilience and everything. All those virtues you appreciate or you liken to the Statue of Liberty is synonymous with Igbo Ikenga. That's why the Igbo people are all over the world. And without the Igbos in the United States are making exploits. I mentioned Philip Emeagwali and all this. It's that same spirit of Ikenga that is propelling him. I mentioned so many people that the white people, the Americans cherish. And even the city they built in Chicago and many other districts is the spirit of Ikenga. Even those people that refuse to be enslaved, which is in Simon's Island, when they saw that they all retreated to get drowned in the distance. That is the spirit of resilience that they don't want to succumb to it. And no other people with such history. That the Igbo man is ready to develop anywhere. And what is the driving force is the spirit of Ikenga. It's in their DNA that wherever they go, they will get themselves acclimatized with the environment, and they will make things happen. That is the symbol of Igoma, and that is why that symbol in Kenga, that the only thing that brings them together for people to understand them well is your statue of liberty. And I answered the question. So you see, for our curriculum development, we should know where to draw the line. If not, I used to teach my students about stylization of doing abstract art in sculpture. I realized that when you start from year one to teach them how to cut clay in order to achieve that plastic art, they will never do a realistic work. If you give them any realistic work, they cannot. You have to know where the rain began to beat you first. You have to know, you learn from the known before you go to the unknown. You have to know, finish everything about studying realism, drawing realistic pictures, both silhouette, both outdoor, indoor, to perfect it. Then before you advance to be yourself, to distort forms and make meanings too. But if you start from the other one, there will never be a time where you can even handle a portrait or a bust to get resemblance. So we should know where, just like Professor Taku said, where to draw the line. Because once we start with that, without allowing them to get the rudiments of creativity, the whole thing is lost. And you see, like the repertoire mentioned, how I feel AI and all this, they are all gearing towards philosophy. And when we talk about the philosophy, you see epistemology, we have logic, we have aesthetics, we have ethics, then we have metaphysics. But when you bring that, summarize that you see, up to now, philosophers are still arguing. Then when you define aesthetics, it's talking about beauty and ugliness. And that beauty and ugliness, so where do you draw a line between beauty and ugliness? That thing you call ugliness is somebody else's beauty. So where you say strength and threat is like beauty and ugliness, but all of them come as aesthetics. So you cannot probably answer the question or know the meaning of aesthetics without knowing what is ugliness, because that ugliness defines the beauty. So if you don't know, if you remove ugliness from your definition and understanding, you will never understand aesthetics. Because you may like this, say this is what I like, this other person will tell you. That in our faculty, when we are talking about research methods to use, those in the environmental, most of them are talking about quantitative listening. I remember arguing with a professor there. Aki, it's quantitative more than quantitative. What are you quantifying? You want to just align yourself that you're a scientist or not? What are you trying to achieve? It's more of qualitative in the sense that those things you are looking for in the listing, when you design any house as an architect, after drawing it, people may still tell you they don't like the house. Or even after accepting it, just meet engineers and they will come and tell you, I don't like this room this way. Block it, change this one. You see, once you have discussion, it's not original again. It's not original. So you see that beauty, which is more of in the eyes of the beholder that comes in. And I say architecture is a branch of fine art. No, you can't run away from it. And it's a subjective judgment. Because those things you like, other people may not like. So you can't say science is telling you that this is this. There's no proof to that. So that's why I told them that those in architecture, which is version is more subjective in their writing. And that is qualitative. And that's the only way. But later, schools in Belgium called him and they told him they needed external supervisor, but somebody knowledgeable in qualitative, in architecture for Belgium, not for. Then I have to go and look for original books in qualitative history. You see what I'm saying? So the issue of threat and friend is synonymous with the definition we have in aesthetics, which is talking about value, judgment, beauty and ugliness, strength and threat. So that's what I'm rounding up with. So I must commend all the presenters today and yesterday, because I only believe that all these things will be made so for us to learn from, because there's a lot to learn from this very thing. And I believe it will help us to develop into a wonderful, creative this thing in future. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Professor Kwebu. SNA is great, isn't it? Yes, very interesting and wonderful. And I mean, it's wonderful. I think this is superb. Yes, the summit is superb. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Professor Ntagum. Thank you, Professor Kwebu. Thank you, Professor Bajo. All the presenters, you have been wonderful. Well, I will call upon Mr. Walla Stephen to come and make his presentation, and it's a co-presentation, and the topic is on artificial intelligence, the latitude and limitations of creativity and innovation among student artists, by Stephen Iwala, Magnus Atta, Adi Ibue, Nnamdi, and Dr. Egon Chizoba. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, great SNA, my prof, I recognize you, sir, doctors in the house, and every other person present here in this summit. I'm here to present a paper titled Artificial Intelligence, the Latitude and Limitations of Creativity and Innovation Among Student Artists. This paper is by myself, Mwala Stephen, from the Department of Cultural and Creative Arts, School of Education Demonstration Secondary School, AIFUE, Atta Magnus Ndubisi, Nnamdi Adibe, and Dr. Egon Chizoba, all from the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Alvani Koko, Federal University of Education. The issue of artificial intelligence and its effect on humanity as a whole has remained a constant issue in recent time. This paper examined the impact of artificial intelligence, latitude and limitations of creativity and innovation in artistic spaces. The paper is a qualitative research paper, and 2 research questions guided the study. Number 1, to what extent does AI limit creativity and innovation in artistic expressions among student artists? Number 2, to what extent has the integration of AI developed the visual art skills among student artists? Data were collected through primary and secondary sources such as journals, questionnaires, online sources, books, among others. And the paper developed an 8 questionnaire patterned using the 4 points modified Likert scale. So the paper discovered that artificial intelligence has made a remarkable impact on the artist in contemporary time. It has introduced modern tools and digital techniques that enhance creativity, simplify complex art processes, and promote innovative learning experiences. AI empowers artists to explore new artistic possibilities beyond traditional methods, thereby improving skill acquisition and creative expression. Based on the findings of this study, it was recommended that artists should combine manual skills with AI tools, among others. That is to ensure that creativity, originality, and technical craftsmanship are maintained alongside technological innovation. I finished from Alvaniko Federal University of Education in affiliation to the University of Nigeria and Soka late last year. And before I embarked on my study, that is the main research work that gave birth to this paper, my supervisor, Dr. C.A. Gono, asked me, your proposed topics are interesting, but if we are to look at AI, do you want to write in support, that is, are you writing for or against AI in visual art education? And I said, sir, I'm writing against. And he smiled and asked me why. I said, okay, that I feel like it's insulting that someone would take his time, go through the rigors of mastering the art skills, and at the end, when it's time for evaluation, you see someone that just got something from online, printed it, and traced it onto the paper, and you see the person getting almost the same score with you, when you know that you're supposed to give that person enough gap. So I want to write against. But he made me to realize something. He said AI has come to stay. So you cannot be swimming against the tide. Instead, you have to go and work. It's a research. You have to find out ways to be able to integrate AI in visual art effectively. So I did the study, we did the research work, and at the end it was a success. We produced the first research paper on artificial intelligence in visual art right there in Alvaniko Federal University of Education. And early this year, I was lucky to find myself in the education system, and not just in any other school, but in the staff college of Alvaniko Federal University of Education. And now we are working on a new CCA textbook that will be in line with the new revision or revised curriculum that was released, I think, last year. The last one was released last year. So we are working on a new set of textbooks. So one of my superiors in Havana said that the name of that textbook is going to be Digital, Cultural, and Creative Art. So as we were writing now, we looked at the curriculum and its content, the scheme of work. There was nothing concerning digital art or even anything in, that involved ICT in visual art. So why did the old textbook answer modern, cultural, and creative art when there is nothing modern inside the book? And now we want to change the name to digital, cultural, and creative art. We must do something about this. That led to for me to bring my study, and I got recommendations. The recommendation came from that research, and that is what is guiding that book currently. It's going to be released very soon. So now, the issue of AI, or the question whether it is a strength or a threat, we need to understand it. That's first of all. Then we know how to integrate it. In the classroom already, students have started making use of AI. When I give assignments, I'll discover that they do very well in assignments, but in written classworks, they don't even go far. So I also support what Professor Ntago said and Professor Ikwebu by recommending that we should teach the art techniques before integrating AI. That is why in that textbook too, we are laying out everything as it is in the curriculum. Fine, those are the basics. But now, since AI has come, we must teach of AI. So we gave digital tips on how they can sail through. So I will not want to take much of our time so that other presenters will do theirs, but I want to let us understand that AI will continue to remain a threat to those who fail to understand it and make use of it in their various artistic endeavors. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen. Please, a round of applause for him. He rounded up with a dagger point. And that statement was that AI should continue to remain a threat for some people who doesn't probably know how to make the implementation. And that is it. Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen. You've done well. And I will, at this juncture, I think, please, is there any question so far or observation after his presentation? Okay, if there's none, I will call upon Comrade Opera Yastik, to come forward for their own for his presentation. Yes, the paper is here, is it? Yeah. Right, that's it. Yeah. Okay. I see. All right. Okay. Now, we have a presenter here before us, despite the fact I didn't capture it. Come on, what's the name, please? Chidera Confidence Uzoma, right? From the Gallery of Arts, which? From National Teachers Institute. And she has a paper to present to us, Visual Art Exhibitions and the Future of Visual Arts in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, AI. A case study of Dera Solar's Art Gallery, Nigeria. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Prof. And all the doctors in the house. I greet you all. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. So I'll be talking about one of my experiments. That's what I would like to call it. It was an experiment. The title of my paper today is Virtual Art Exhibitions and the Future of Visual Art in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, a case study of Dera Solar's Art Gallery. So, introduction. This study examines a massive visual arts exhibition as an emerging cultural arts and curatorial space in the age of artificial intelligence. It uses Dera Solar's Art Gallery's Maiden's International Virtual Art Exhibition Beyond the Fragment as the case study. The study connects immersive technology, visual art, social media, organizational practice, audience engagement, and the future of AI. I would like to move to the research problem. So, before I embarked on this research, I had a lot of experience exhibiting my works in different places. I would like to also say that I have exhibited my artworks in over 32 different locations in Nigeria. Some in cultural embassies, like Korean embassy, Turkish embassy, and even I did a mural painting at Korean embassy one time in 2020. So I had a lot of experiences and a baggage of questions concerning the future of exhibitions. And this is what gave birth to these problems. I discovered that there's a high cost of transporting artworks now, not just artworks, but luggages from OWERRI here to places like Abuja or even outside the country. The cost is too high. And one of my works I took to Abuja, currently at Nike Art Gallery, Lagos. Okay, it was Lagos, yes. One of my artworks, we are punctured due to, I don't know what the drivers were saying, but I used GIG logistics and still I had issues. Some of my artworks were missing along the way. So the problem, it's actually a big problem facing facing exhibitions today. We have limited access and visibility. Physical exhibitions are often restricted by location and duration. We see some physical exhibition is just at a particular space, and they will tell you just 2 days or 1 day. After you spend time revealing your work, you just spend a day in the exhibition and you're coming back and you're not feeling satisfied. These are the limitations, these are the problems that my research has come to solve. One is access to international speakers. What I'll be talking about basically will be about an exhibition I organized last year, Beyond the Fragments, which invited, we had 44 artists that participated, 7 countries participated, and you see, I wouldn't have had these countries participating if it was a physical exhibition. Now we see the importance of artificial intelligence. So now, storytelling was another aspect I explored in the exhibition. I made artists speak about their works, their journeys, and a few recordings of it were displayed on all social media handles. And they were all happy about it because it's not always what you find or see in a physical exhibition. Then limited networking is also part of the problem. So now let me skip straight to my methodology. I did an experiment of how we can have an exhibition in a digital space where you can walk around the gallery, enter the space with your phone. You can invite visitors and they have conversations in a digital gallery. And successfully, I was able to partner with an international company, Anasi, and we had our first exhibition. First, I had to purchase a 3D space in dollars. Then I had a Google form registration where artists registered for the exhibition. And then we uploaded works on the 3D space and then launched the exhibition on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. And then at the end of the day, we had a global reach. We had over 56,069 views on Instagram, which you can never see on a physical space or a physical exhibition. It happened on Instagram. That's to tell you what can happen using a virtual art exhibition. We also had poor engagement and poor views on Facebook, but Instagram took the high engagement because it was where we did the launching and every other thing. So now we also had people visiting the gallery, seeing their works, sending the links to their friends and contacts in their phone. And the exhibition lasted for 1 month, from November 1st to November 31st. We had keynote speakers who spoke digitally. They used the comfort of their homes or offices, had a discussion with the artists and global audience who were on social media, or as long as you are on Instagram or Facebook and LinkedIn, they were able to, key into that keynote speech. We had different art exhibitions and art participations, which involved also spotlighting the artists on the digital platforms. We did an artist spotlight of each individual artist. Like, we gave the artists a voice and a space to express themselves. At the end of the day, we had reviews, over 8 to 10 reviews. More were still would have come, but we did not put all the reviews together. So at the end of the day, like I said, we had exhibition visibility was on all social media platforms, promotional content like interviews, exhibition updates, artist spotlights. We had engagement, evidence. We had, I had to sit down to calculate all the figures to be sure that I really, what I did alongside with my curatorial team was successful. And I would say that we had challenges, even though it's digital, but we had challenges. And one of the challenges we had was my Instagram page was hacked. At the beginning of the time when we were doing call for submissions, I don't know what happened. As if it was, I don't know, my Instagram could not open anymore. My Facebook could not open. I had to start afresh, start writing emails until I got it back. But then we have a website. We had a digital gallery that people can still access till now. I sent the link to our media team. He will show us what it looks like to walk into this digital space. It's a wonderful experience. And one of the technical challenges we had again was me recording myself introducing the thing was a problem. My phone got spoiled. You know, I had to get charging, it was having charging port issues. These are the challenges I encountered while I was trying to record the whole thing. But I still pushed through. The theme of last year's exhibition was Beyond the Fragments. And it really proved that beyond the fragments, there can be changes, there can be wonderful experiences. So, our next edition is this year, and the theme is Echoes of Humanity. Also, a global virtual art exhibition, reaching out to anyone who is interested, but artists, as long as you're a lover of art, you are practicing. Yes, we want to also explore these virtual exhibitions so that it will get to those who do not have access to travel, those who were like me at some point where my works were punctured on the way, but they still want to exhibit their works. They still want people to see their works. That's why we have the second edition. And the future, we are intending on having something better, a point where, sorry, I don't have it in my, okay, it's here. A point where we will integrate AI responsibility, where AI can now take charge of the curation, accessibility, storytelling. But now we have personalized visitor experience, where you yourself will have experience of the gallery. It's not AI, it's you walking into the space. Please, can you show us the gallery? So this is the digital space. I just showed him one or two things to do, and he was able to do it. Every other person can do it. This was how the exhibition was launched, and we had people entering into the gallery, visiting their works. I even had a conversation with someone with avatar. These are avatars. I had a conversation with someone from Abuja, from Lagos, and we entered the gallery. We looked at the works. One of them was even saying he wants to come and buy. I had people who were showing interest to buy artworks on my email, but the conversation didn't push through. I don't know what was the reason, but later maybe I'll find out. So the gallery is still open till anytime you still want to visit the gallery. That's the beautiful aspect of it. Unlike physical exhibitions, the gallery will close after 1 day or 2 days, but it's still open. This happened last year, October, but you can still visit the gallery and see artworks exhibited. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. We are very, very grateful. A round of applause for her, please. Yes. We are taking one visual, please. Can we have a visual? Questions? Okay.
Thank you very much, Ma. The funding aspects, we told artists pay. So artists paid 3,000 last year. That was how we were able to purchase the space. And I personally, I added my money. It was a new thing. It's a new thing. Not everybody was understanding me when I was explaining. I had to go to their DMs, start them, call them on phone. Even the Ipo International, a woman from Germany, from Pakistan, from Egypt, I had to go to their DMs. I searched for them. So now, the payment was just 3,000 naira to participate. And the one we are having this year is just 5,000 naira to participate.
I'm talking because I'm really interested in your paper that has to do with virtual exhibition. You know, we are familiar with just the physical exhibition, but I know that some people are good even in virtual exhibitions, even now. But we need to encourage you. And then, how was the patronage? Did you make sales? Because that's what exhibitions should be for. Did you make sales till now? So it's just the awareness now. But I'm sure you will make visibility. That's awareness. I'm sure you're going to make sales. Don't give up, okay? And for exhibitions, apart from making that, what about collaborations? You'll be able to get. Okay. 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 Okay, that's good. At least that's good. Yes. Yeah. It's okay. So congratulations. That's a good one.
You see, this one is similar to the other presenter, but you're quite different because you're able to show us what you have done, and so I thought maybe if she's here, she don't see that she really needs to work on hers too, because you know this conference will help you to learn. If you have ideas, you put that maybe they started it before you learn, and by the end of the day, you people will help to develop us, because we need to be able to reach some of these levels, you see. Then another thing again is for your phone not to be hacked, maybe your WhatsApp or so, you need to do verification first, so that they will enter to hijack. When they get to the point, that thing will draw them back. You just, all those things you have to learn. Go to people that will teach you how to lock people out. They cannot. If not, like this thing you pointed out, it's a real danger. If they hijack it, you need to talk to people to bring their work and money, and they know where to market it. So that's my own is just observation and encouragement. It's interesting.
Thank you, Prof. Ikwewu, for that observation and comments, together with Professor Banjo and Professor Ntago. Thank you. Right now, I have to call upon another presenter to come and make his presentation. All right. We have another presenter. We are almost wrapping up, please. May I call upon Chibike Chukwueke and Co. for his presentation in AI in all. Yeah. All right. Please, let's have a brief revision. just let's be patient for this visual aspect, and then we can now conclude. Okay. All right. So let's give him audience for his presentation. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. Chukwueke Chibike is my name. I'm here to present Doc said AI in all specifications and human endeavors as it relates to ceramic art. Artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping every field of human endeavor, and ceramic art is not exception. This paper explored the intersection of AI technology with ceramic across creative, technical, educational, and industrial specializations. In creative practice, AI tools such as generative design models and image to 3D systems are being used to create forms, patterns, and glaze that would be difficult to conceive manually. Artists leverage machines, learning to experiment with symmetry, system, textures, and sculptural complexity, while retaining handcrafted authorship in technical and material research. AI assists in predicting kiln firing behavior, optimizing kiln clay body formations, and reducing waste by modeling thermal stress and shrinkages. Industrially, computer vision and robotic powers by AI enable precision models, quality control, and mass commercialization of ceramic products. Beyond production, AI contributes to education and preservation of in ceramics, visual, total and augmented realities, and AI-driven analysis of historical pottery help students to learn technical and allow museums to reconstruct damages artifacts digitally. The study also addressed critical human dimensions. The impact of AI on craft identity, authorship, and the textile values of handcraft. Rather than replacing the potter's hand, AI emerges as a collaborative pattern that expands creative possibilities while raising questions about skill, tradition, and meaning. This paper concludes that integrating AI into ceramic art requires a balance between technological innovation and preservation of human-centered craft value. Further directions include creative AI system designed specifically for ceramics and ethical framework for all assisted art. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chukwueke, for your presentation. Any comments, observations? Comments? Okay, beyond that, I will now, at this juncture, call on Mr. OWERRI to come and make his presentation. We are almost coming to the end of this summit. Mr. OWERRI Ikechukwu is going to make a presentation on artificial intelligence in the visual arts, its innovations and endeavors among the undergraduates in Nigerian art schools. Please come up to the podium. You're welcome, sir.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I will stand on the established protocol to present this paper. Since yesterday, we have been discussing artificial intelligence as it affects us, particularly as artists. A lot of presenters have, and keynote speakers have dwelt on it as regards the merits or the demerits. But from the main crux of this program, with the theme Artificial Intelligence, Intellectual Property Rights, and the Future of the Visual Arts, AI, Threat or Strength, it keeps us at a point where we should strike a balance between the two. The title of our paper, though co-authored, is Artificial Intelligence in the Visual Arts, its Innovation and Debacle Among Undergraduates in Nigerian Art Schools. This topic was chosen simply because we've gotten to an age where everything has become digitalized. And this true age of artificial intelligence has come to stay with us. It is something we will never shy away from. But then, as artists, what makes us that creative quotient is originality. We have witnessed builders build, architects design, doctors do surgeries, and so many other people in different walks of life. But you find out that before they venture into what they want to do, that natural intelligence comes into play first. So you must think up an idea before producing it. You must sleep over it before bringing it to the fore. So I will leave us with a simple situation of the riddle between the chicken and the egg, which comes first. But as artists, it is nature that inspires us to make. And those things we have made are the tools which help us tackle or get into our tasks more efficiently. So, artificial intelligence will just help us speeding up whatever we are doing, but the origin comes from the natural intelligence. If we bring it back home to our the current state of our art schools now, we find out that most of our students depend largely on these computerized tools to solve their problems even in the classroom. In as much as it makes their work come out well and faster, but that shade of originality is lost. That is the truth. There is no way you can get on a project, say a painting, a sculpture, ceramics, without having first-hand knowledge, sketching it down, bringing it home, before using your machines, whether your power tools or whatever, to create those works. So what this paper tends to drive home is that we should strike a balance between these new advancements and what it used to be as at before. Yes, granted, things are developing. People no longer write as they used to. People no longer use notebooks and pens because modern gadgets are there. But it's on record that there are some countries now abroad that are falling back to the old ways these things started. So the paper is advising that in as much as artificial intelligence has come to stay, as students, you should strike a balance. For you to retain your originality and still be relevant in this new age, of artificial intelligence. We can be truthful to ourselves that the moment you see a job that is done originally, it is different. It strikes you more than the ones our computers or with ChatGPT AI has generated. There is a limit to what they can offer you, in as much as they have a wide pool of ideas in that system. But you, as the human being, is the first person that will make that step before the machine will respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yastik, Mr. Obara, for that one. He has struck the balance, and we have wrapped it up. Human beings first, then AI technology. But in all facets, the balance will always be struck. Please, a round of applause for him. Well, we have come to the end of this wonderful summit. Wonderful in the sense that the theme is all-encompassing and is worthwhile and is worthy. Wonderful in the sense also that it's happening live and direct in the Citizen of Learning of Imo State University, OWERRI. Well, I think I have to really call upon Professor Ikwebu. I admire him because of his height. I call him the giant of art. So I like his height, the handsome, tall, and laudable erudite professor. So please, I will crave your indulgence for you to come and give us a vote of thanks before we conclude with a closing prayer. And I also call upon Professor Banjo. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry for that. How do I pronounce this? Bonjour, okay, bonjour. Bonjour, okay, thank you. I'm sorry for that. Okay, vote of thanks. Oh, okay, all right.
We are few. Thank you, everyone that has stayed to the end of this summit. Please, mine is just a contribution now. I don't know, we don't have problems with AI. I know that, yes, AI has come to disrupt us or to do whatever. But as artists, if you notice how exhibitions go now, you have your original work when you have an exhibition, and you have the digital. It's called digital print. That's the one that AI helped you. So there's no wahala. There are some artists who focus mostly on digital art, AI-supported art. But I don't think you want to be like that. You still keep your creativity, but then you can manipulate to create your own. But when you have an exhibition, the legend carries. You will describe, you will say this is AI. Yes. You call it digital print, that is if it's for paintings and whatever. So there's nothing wrong with that. Even in the wall now, if you look at exhibitions outside the wall and all that, artists have gone haywire using AI to create works because they inspire them to and give them more ideas. That doesn't make you a lesser artist. It doesn't, because for AI, it's what you put that and if you don't get anything good. So it's from your intellect too that you're creating that kind of artwork. So please, we don't have issues. Just like you're doing your manual, like we must do it as artists. We must have our own creations, works we created without help. Okay? To grow, you must do that so that you're known for your style. Even for AI generated visual art, you will also have a style. I don't know if you believe me, you will also have a style. So please don't limit yourself. The way the world is going, there's no coming back. There's no going back. Don't say you will not use it. Instead, look at ways that you will be different, that you will supersede that. Just like if you were here when Professor Tago explains it, let's have it. You understand? Have a balance. But for all exhibitions that you're going to have now, if you're interested in using AI generated works, you must label them likewise, and then label your works. They go side by side. So I don't think we have issues with them. And for us to teach, for those, somebody gave a lecture here on putting in the primary schools and comparing it to what we do in the tertiary institutions. I don't think there's a problem. The children are even faster with the phone. If they hold your phone now, they manipulate it and create things beyond what you can explain. So what is, I don't think there's a problem there. But we have to be on top of it. We have to be on top of whatever is happening. We have to engage ourselves and know where AI stands and where you stand as an artist. If you're an authority, you're an authority any day. If you're an authority, nothing stops you from being an authority. And I want to crave and enjoy just that, just like AI has helped other sectors in the visual art, we shouldn't look at it as something that will deter us. Instead, we should formulate our own. We make the laws. We should make the laws. Come up with papers. Do research. Just like Miss Bassi, who did on painting, he compared AI and her own works. So when you begin to see that you are on top of it, even if students do it, because most of us are so biased,